charge or delivery fee. See website for details.
That guy talks way too fast, Robin.
Yeah, he does.
25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It looks nice. The weather report does show rain. Pretty much it says, but anywhere, it depends on where you look, 50 to 60% chance of rain today, tonight, tomorrow. Like the next 72 hours or so.
Yeah.
And we've been praying for rain, so I guess God is saying, okay, here it comes.
Yeah, he's answering our
You got to be careful what you pray for, right? No, in this case, I mean, the rain is definitely necessary, so.
Sure.
We obviously needed some rain. All right, let's look at a couple of things. First of all, let's see. I will save my Polish man in Auschwitz story for the last part of what I'm going to do here.
Okay.
Yesterday was the last day that you could pay for the insurance that you bought or signed up for with Obamacare.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that or not. Yesterday was the deadline to pay for it. March 31st was the last day you could sign up for subsidies to be subsidized.
Yeah,
right. That was a month ago. But once you were approved to use those subsidies, you had to be signing up with whatever company you were going to buy the insurance from by yesterday. Mm-hmm. The way I understand it, the report showed. Now this was yesterday. I guess this was yesterday morning, so I'm guessing by yesterday night this number might have changed. But anyway, a report from the House of Representatives shows that only 2/3 of those who enrolled, in other words, 2/3 of those who got in on the subsidized part of it, were able to actually pay by yesterday, which means that 1/3 were approved for a subsidy and didn't take advantage of it for one reason or another.
Yeah.
25% of those who were in the desperately needed 18 to 34-year-old age group, according to figures from the House of Representatives that was released yesterday. According to data released by the House Energy and Commerce Committee, only 67% of those with health care plans obtained through the national marketplace had completed their sign-up process and had paid their premium by the end of the enrollment period, which was, again, yesterday. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, it's still a political hot potato, as they say. It's still one of those issues that is getting people talking, and I'm sure it'll continue that way. But that's statistically, I thought I would pass that on if you hadn't already seen that.
I think that's a good thing to do for the statistics because people can't afford insurance.
So
even though they signed up for it.
So we kind of glazed over the talking points this morning. Let me do them real quickly too. The severe weather. Well, you heard that story about the explosion up at the jail in the Panhandle?
I heard your news this morning. Yes,
in Pensacola.
I heard that from you.
Let's see, at least two inmates are dead. 150 other people were injured. The three hospitals that the inmates were sent to reported that everybody had non-life-threatening injuries. The prisoners, there were 600 prisoners in that. It's a booking facility, so it's not an actual jail. It's 600 people waiting. Wow, to be processed. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. A lot of bad guys out there.
Anyway, so there was an explosion, and as you know, there's also been flooding up in Pensacola. Although at that specific spot in Escambia County, apparently the waters had receded. So it's unclear as to whether or not the explosion was caused in some way by the flooding and then the receding of the water. Mm-hmm. So that was unclear. But they were pretty certain that it was a gas explosion, though.
That pressure, all those temperature changes from the water and the air.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
All right, so that would have been midnight our time that happened.
Oh, okay.
11 p.m. their time, okay? Also, the governor declared a state of emergency for the 26 counties in the Panhandle that were affected by that rain that we've been experiencing. Mm-hmm. We had our share of it, but we've been skirting things for a while, right?
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky in our area.
Another thing that's kind of a talking point this morning is the raising of the speed limit on some highways in Florida to 75 miles per hour. Mm-hmm. What is the speed limit now on the interstate? I thought it already was 75, or is it 70?
I think it's 70.
70? Okay.
I believe so, yeah. But they passed that, a couple weeks ago or something,
One of the...
Bill?
No, they're still working on it.
Oh, they are?
No, it's closer, but it's not there yet. There are 13 states with speed limits that are 75 miles per hour or higher. That is a fact that was brought to the attention of our state representatives by State Representative Irv Schlossberg. He's opposed to raising the speed limit because he says in those 13 states, the fatal crash numbers are higher. They raise the speed limit, the number of people who die increases. Well, makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think so.
What I often wonder though is we have speed limits, and I know that our law enforcement does everything they can. We just don't have people who really even obey the speed limit at all.
No.
So it's like if you make it 75, well then you're really making it 90.
Exactly.
That's the problem. It's not that 75 is a difficult speed to that's a good speed. I would agree that 75 is a good speed. But the thing is, people don't stick to it.
No.
So it's almost like you have to make it, 65 in order to keep people down to 80.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's kind of a crazy mentality. And even here on Highway 200.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what the one that drives me nuts? That road by Trinity Catholic High School. It's a 40 mile per hour road, right?
Yeah. 42nd Street.
I don't think anybody but I goes 40 miles per hour on that road.
Yeah, and I do too. I keep it down.
I go 40 miles per hour. I get tailgated all the time, I get horns blown at me. I'm going 40. Well,
Yeah.
42, maybe, a tad bit over.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting tailgated.
Yeah.
And I'm in the right lane. I'm not in the left lane.
No.
But they get behind me, but they've got to turn right. So they're going to stay right there as close as they possibly can be.
Exactly.
Until they get to that road they can turn right on. Right.
And 200 the same way. It's 50 miles per hour on 200, and people zip by me all the time in the morning or at night. They just go.
And if you're younger than us and you say, well, you know what it is, you two, you're old. Mm-hmm. It's not true, because I was driving the way I drive now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I've always been,
You have
conscientious of the speed limit, I guess you would say. Phone rang. Let me go to the phone. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. A close examination of the speed regulations indicate that the driver is supposed to adjust his speed for the weather conditions and the conditions of the road.
Absolutely.
In other words, when it's raining or the road is wet, you're supposed to reduce your speed, even though the posted speed is 75.
Yes, sir.
Yep, that's it.
That's in the regulation.
I have a feeling that if I was following you, I would not be following a speeder.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, I have a feeling, Jimmy.
There are very few people in Marion County that drive slower than I do.
Thank you, Jim. And that's a good thing to point. And it's another. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's also another, pet peeve.
Yeah.
Is exactly what he's saying. Is that okay? It says 55, but it's pouring out.
Exactly.
So you go 50 or whatever you feel is safe. I pull off. I just sit. I watch the rain. I say, you know what? I have no place I really need to be to unless I'm on my way here. Then I have no choice.
Yeah.
All right. So those are some of the local ones, and let's see, the missing plane, the Malaysian Airlines. Let's see, what is new on that one? Holy mackerel! This is a never-ending story. Okay, there's not really anything new. And that's it. There's a naked run down in
Now
Tampa,
that I'm
too.
looking forward to hearing about.
I thought I'd throw that in there.
We should do a video on that.
I thought I'd throw that in there.
We should do a video on that.
I don't really.
No.
What, drive to Tampa? Everybody's going to say, hey, no cameras, no cameras.
Yeah, that's right.
We want to have a viral video is what you want, right?
No, just a fun one.
A fun one.
Another
we have
fun
plenty
one.
of fun videos.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We don't have a naked one, though, in our arsenal.
No, we don't. I like the word
No.
arsenal in that, too.
For 1,000 videos, we don't have a naked one. So.
All right, let me tell you about this guy I was reading about. His name, again, he's a Polish man. Witold Pilecki. Witold, W-I-T-O-L-D. Maybe that's pronounced like a V. Witold?
It could be Witold.
Witold?
Pilecki? How do you spell that?
His last name, P-I-L-E-C-K-I.
Okay.
P-I-L-E-C-K-I. This is in The Atlantic. If you go to their website, The Atlantic.
Okay.
What is it? I guess it's just theatlantic.com. There are very few places that can accurately be described as hell on earth. One of those was Auschwitz concentration camp of World War II. As many as 1.5 million people died there during the 5 years that the camp was in operation. Don't you hate the fact that it's called a camp?
Yeah, I do. I hate that.
During World War II, let's see, a 39-year-old veteran of the Polish-Soviet War and a member of the resistance, I'm going to say it as a V, Witold Pilecki, volunteered to be imprisoned at Auschwitz to secretly collect intelligence and then escape. While in the camp, he was responsible for informing the Allies of the atrocities of Auschwitz and organizing a resistance movement. He actually networked with the other prisoners to try to get them to be prepared in case there was an attempt to rescue all of them, that the ones on the inside could help the ones on the outside. In 1943, after 3 years in Auschwitz, he escaped. Pilecki escaped. I'm going to fill in some blanks in a second. This is kind of the overview. Pilecki escaped. He took part in the Warsaw Uprising in August of 1944, and he served the London-based Polish government in exile, but was executed in 1948 by Stalin's police for foreign imperialism.
Oh, my God.
We did not know about him until 1989. Pilecki's exploits was suppressed by the communists for years. It wasn't until 1989, that the world heard of this heroic man. Mm-hmm. When did Schindler's List come out, the movie?
Oh, gosh, I think it was in the mid-90s, I think.
So isn't that interesting? All right, so anyway, so try to fill in some of the blanks here. And if you want to read the whole story, it is in The Atlantic. It is what was it, today's date? No, I'm sorry. This is an article from 2012. So I just happened to stumble upon it because I was reading about the Holocaust Remembrance Day last Sunday. Mm-hmm. In the concentration camp, let's see, Pilecki, who had fought in the Polish-Soviet War of 1919 through 1921, he fought against the initial Nazi invasion, and he was a member of the Polish resistance. He volunteered in 1940 to allow himself to be arrested, and once inside Auschwitz to collect intelligence for Polish resistance. During the next 3 years, he was involved in one of the most dangerous intelligence-gathering resistance operations of the war.
Gosh.
He wrote 3 reports about life inside the camp for the Polish resistance. During his incarceration, he witnessed from the inside Auschwitz's transformation from a detention facility for political prisoners and Soviet soldiers into one of the deadliest killing machines that we've ever known as humanity.
Very deadly.
An English translation of Pilecki's third and most comprehensive report, which is the primary source for the article, by the way, was published in a book titled The Auschwitz Volunteer, Beyond Bravery. It's a first-hand account of all aspects of life inside that camp. I hate the word camp.
Yeah.
Camp is a happy word. I don't like that word camp.
Me too.
The original document is in the custody of the Polish Underground Movement Study Trust in London. So from there, let's see. He was there in all of Auschwitz's worst periods. He arrived at the moment when the camp was being created. He was there until 1943. He saw the camp grow and being built. He saw the ovens where they would, burn people.
Yes. But
the ovens were not only in Birkenau. There were also gas chambers and the crematorium on the territory of Auschwitz. Pilecki's family was kept out of the loop regarding his activities for security reasons. His son, Andrei Pilecki, recalls that there was secrecy because of the danger, so that the children, he himself included, Andrei, would know as little as possible. He knew his father was in Warsaw. That's all he knew. Mm-hmm. Well, he wasn't, though. Pilecki began preparations for his mission in the late summer of 1940 while staying at a safe house. He found identity papers belonging to a man named Thomas Serafinsky, who was erroneously presumed killed in September of 1939. because the Nazis asked for the names and addresses of inmates and their relatives as a method to keep the population under control. Pilecki decided not to give his real name or the names of his family. He chose this name, Thomas Serafinsky. Turned out Thomas, by the way, because I read the whole thing, so I'll just jump to that part. He was not dead, and later was found and believed to have escaped from Auschwitz. And he himself was tortured, but survived, and he actually became friends for a little while with Pilecki. Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
In the early hours of September 19th, 1939, the Nazis did a roundup in Warsaw and arrested as many as 2,000 people. Pilecki was in an apartment. A caretaker and a member of the resistance came in and made several suggestions on how to avoid being caught. But Witold rejected those opportunities and didn't even try to hide, was an account from the woman. When a German soldier knocked on the door and asked who lived there, Pilecki walked out. As he was saying goodbye, he quietly whispered to her, "Report that I have fulfilled the order." In other words, he was on a mission. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I won't read any more to you or tell any more to you, other than if this is interesting to you, look it up. The book has got to be fascinating. I only read the article in the Atlantic, so I did not read the book. Maybe we can find who would be responsible for the book if we can maybe get somebody to talk about it.
Sure, that would be wonderful.
But I just think, when we celebrate other human beings, just let me say this real quickly. When you celebrate other human beings, right, you bring to the attention people who are in show business so often. Mm. We love our show business people, Yeah. And I do too, and they serve a wonderful purpose. And I suppose we're somewhere on that totem pole, probably on the bottom. Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Yes.
But it's people like this that really made a difference, And in a couple of hours, you'll have in this room some veterans who really made a difference.
Sure,
who really did. You have people who will be sitting in this very room who were shot at. Sergeant Curley was wounded in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Joe Martone went to Vietnam. Mm-hmm. So we celebrate people. I'm not picking on anybody we celebrate, because I enjoy them too. I enjoy the late night host and whoever it is that I enjoy in entertainment. But so you have to step back sometimes to say, you know what? The real people we need to remember are people like this.
Exactly.
Who literally put his life on the line, literally.
Yeah.
As did the guys that'll be here during the Veterans Show.
Certainly.
All right, let's push forward. I'm kind of losing my voice here, so let me push forward and allow the computer to talk for me and give myself a break. We'll take a little break and be back in just a little while. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Strawberries versus blueberries. They're both health superstars. Blueberries have the edge, especially wild ones, have more antioxidant activity. That keeps your immune system strong. If you use a tanning bed for the first time before the age of 35, your risk of melanoma jumps 75%. Always use a credit card, not a debit card on vacation. It has more fraud protection than credit card does. And check your statement when you get back, all right?
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. At least 2 inmates died and more than 150 other people were injured when an apparent gas explosion collapsed part of a county jail in Pensacola late yesterday. The blast occurred at the Escambia County Jail's central booking facility at around 11 p.m. Central Time, which would have been midnight our time. Kathleen Castro, the county's public information officer, confirmed the deaths to reporters and said that both prisoners and corrections officers were among the wounded. About 600 prisoners were in the building at the time. Uninjured inmates were being moved to other detention facilities. The injured were transported to 5 local hospitals for treatment. Pensacola had been hit by severe floods earlier in the day. It was not immediately clear if that was a factor in the explosion. And Governor Rick Scott has declared a state of emergency for 26 counties in the Panhandle. The declaration comes after these areas were hit by torrential rains. Help has already arrived, but more may be needed as the residents try to cope with localized flooding and damage to the regional infrastructure. While the worst of the storms have passed the area for now, there are still more concerns ahead. Authorities intend to watch the local waterways for signs that they could be cresting or pushing past safe levels. Authorities say roughly 32,000 Panhandle residents were initially without power, though the lights are coming back on steadily. Officials say relief crews are on the scene and more help will be available to an area that is likely to be in need of it before the long dryout begins. Florida's highway speed limit could be going up to 75 miles per hour, and State Representative Irv Schlossberg says that's a deadly decision. This bill is a threat to our public safety, he said. Schlossberg continued to say there are 13 states with speed limits at 75 miles per hour or higher, and they have had more fatal crashes due to speeding. Despite Schlossberg's plea, though, the Florida House approved a bill allowing a higher speed limit. Representative Matt Caldwell says 75 miles per hour is not really that dangerous. He said, quote, "We have roads that are designed to handle as much as 90 to 100 miles per hour of traffic, and you have vehicles that can safely travel at very high speeds," unquote. At the end of the day, supporters got the measure through with only 2 votes to spare. If the governor goes along with the legislature, the Florida Department of Transportation will have the final say on which roads should have 75 mile per hour speed limits in the state of Florida. The Marion County Sheriff's Office is reporting the arrest of a 56-year-old man from Fort McCoy charged with lewd and lascivious molestation. The man is identified in the report as Randy Tidwell. Detectives learned that there were at least 2 episodes of Tidwell having inappropriate contact with the 11-year-old victim. Tidwell was booked into the Marion County Jail at 2:10 p.m. Tuesday, April 29th, and was able to bond out of jail at 12:30 a.m. yesterday. Detectives would like to know what you know about Tidwell's contact with children. If you have details about Tidwell, please contact 352-369-6845. You also can call anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers of Marion County at 368-STOP or 368-7867. You can also text tips to 274-637 using the keyword 368-STOP. And tips can be submitted online at ocalacrimestoppers.com. And finally, Caitlin Floyd, specialist for Relay for Life's Florida division, has sent an email to us asking us to pass on the word that the Ocala Relay for Life event scheduled for tomorrow evening has been rescheduled to next Friday, May the 9th, due to the likelihood of inclement weather. And those are the headlines from the source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. We're in Florida. Intervals of clouds and sun and quite warm today with a thunderstorm popping up this afternoon, high 85 to 89. It'll be mostly cloudy tonight with a shower and thunderstorm or 2, lows 66 to 70. Tomorrow, clouds and a few sunny breaks with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, the high 77 to 81. For Saturday, mostly cloudy with a couple more showers and thunderstorms, the highs in the 70s to near 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
How good does it get?
Golf has long been considered to be sport's most prestigious game, and WOCA has your connection to everything in the golf world. Every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m., tune in for Let's Talk Golf with your host, PGA professional and teacher to the stars, Jim Beckett, and operations manager for the Links of Spruce Creek South, Darren Irwin, right here on The Source.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Friday at 10:30, the Equine Alliance of Marion County will host a special edition of Horse Sense featuring a Kentucky Derby preview. Farm Tours of Ocala is sponsoring this special. How would you like to visit working horse farms and see these magnificent horses up close and personal? Farm Tours of Ocala offers this thrilling opportunity to us. For more information about a tour, visit farmtoursofocala.com. And
broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. 2 people are dead, more than 100 hurt after a blast last night at a Florida jail.
There was an apparent gas explosion at the Escambia County Jail's central booking facility. We had about 600 inmates housed at the time. We have somewhere between 100 and 150 injured, and they include corrections officers.
Escambia County Public Information Manager Kathleen Castro. The jail suffered extensive flooding during this week's heavy rains. Rob Ford, the mayor of Toronto, taking time off to get some help.
Heading to rehab for substance abuse. Ford's decision comes as a Canadian newspaper reports that a new video surfaced showing the Toronto mayor smoking what appears to be crack cocaine.
Fox Radio Steve Rappaport. And nearly 2 months after Flight 370 went missing, Malaysian Airlines telling families of passengers to return home and wait for news. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto. Shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Whatsupocala.com.
On the next Voice of Ocala, it's Pop Culture and Healthy Living with Lori Martin Gregory. She joins the show with us every week for Pop Culture and Healthy Living. Plus, Brad Rogers, the editorial editor of Star Banner. All that and more on the next Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com, The Source.
Thank you, Tom. It's 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. It's going to be a rainy Thursday, 68 degrees right now here at the Paddock Mall, and the little thumbnail weather forecast that they provide me shows rain today, tomorrow, and Saturday. How about that?
Yeah.
And did you have much rain at your place yesterday?
No, it wasn't too bad.
I don't know if I did. I don't know if I
It
did
just
or not.
kind of skirted my area there.
I had a crazy dream. I hate to share dreams on the air, but it was my crazy dream. Listen to this.
Uh-huh.
I had a dream that a rabbit went flying into a mailbox.
Oh.
And pulled out a dog.
Uh-huh.
And threw the dog into the air and then proceeded to try to eat the dog. And I knew that rabbits can't eat dogs quickly, so
No, they can't.
I made my way over to the two,
Yeah.
And the rabbit, I knew that the rabbit would run away if he saw me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to do anything, but the rabbit ran away, and I grabbed the dog, and I hugged the dog. It was a big dog. And I said, this is going to be my dog.
Uh-huh.
So I hope I'm not getting another dog. I don't want, I love my dog, but I don't want another one. No, one is good. One is good.
Yeah.
All right, so it's crazy.
It's a crazy dream. We have to really deduce what that really means.
I don't know what it means. A rabbit flying into a mailbox. What the heck does that mean?
That's
Who knows?
Bunny Express.
All right, today is May Day. Today is the first day of May.
Yep.
And there's a few things associated with today. First of all, it's the anniversary of the opening of the Empire State Building.
It is.
1931, yeah.
Wow.
That big building has been there a long time, hasn't it?
It certainly has. It's withstood a lot of stuff.
So let's see. Today is a public holiday in many parts of the world, not here. It's just May 1st.
Yeah.
Right? Friday is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Tomorrow? No. When is
Monday.
Monday. Sorry.
Monday.
Friday. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cinco, 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Monday is May 5th. Yeah.
So Monday is a holiday too, not here either. But,
No.
But Cinco de Mayo, if you're going to eat some Spanish food, right?
Yeah, we should bring something.
So the God is God. What is it called again? The walk that they're doing on Saturday, that Luis came in to talk about. Pastor.
God belongs in my city prayer walk.
God belongs in my city prayer walk is Saturdays. So
Yes,
that's
it
going to be
is,
in the
9
morning. Now,
o'clock.
the mornings show just like this morning that it should be nice.
Yep, 9 a.m. they start at the Veterans Memorial Park.
So it looks like the weather is bad in the afternoon these next few days.
Yeah.
So the morning will be okay. All right. Anyway, so today's May Day. The celebration of this day has some pagan origins. It is linked to Beltane, which is a Gaelic and Celtic festival. That name, Beltane, means Day of Fire. It also is celebrated last night as Walpurgis Night. Walpurgis, something like that.
Uh-huh.
There's some dancing and there's this pole. I don't quite get the pole. The pole is the pole of fertility.
Oh, okay.
That whole maypole thing has to do with celebrating fertility.
Uh-huh.
Women usually dress up in dresses, pretty dresses, and they put ribbons on those poles and they somehow dance around them. I've only seen this in pictures. I've never seen this in real life.
No,
We don't do it around here.
No, maybe that's part of their
What was that game? When we were kids,
Sunday.
it was a game you had to play. There was a pole with a ball attached to a string.
Yeah.
And you had to punch the ball.
Tetherball.
Tetherball, thank you.
Yeah. Tetherball.
Clockwise. The other person punched the ball counterclockwise. And, whoever got the ball so that you couldn't punch it anymore was the winner, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That is not a pagan ritual, by the way. That's a playground ritual.
Yeah.
Walpurgis Night, the last night, is 6 months from Halloween.
Oh, okay.
And so this got to do with whatever that's all about. So many pagan rituals. They also combined it with the legend of Saint Walburga.
Uh-huh.
She was a nun who came from Germany, and she was considered a delightful nun, and she cured illnesses. After her death, she was canonized on May 1st.
Oh, gosh.
And therein lies the combination, once again, of a pagan ritual and a religious celebration.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Not here. We don't do any of that stuff. May 1st brings a more, I guess, level look. It's not neither pagan nor religious. It's just a celebration of spring. Young people dance around the maypole, entwining ribbons and wearing flowers in their hair. Mostly girls, all girls, and what I can see.
Oh, yeah, they probably want boyfriends.
They will also, children will leave May baskets. These are tiny baskets filled with flowers.
Mm-hmm.
They leave those baskets on the doorsteps of their neighbors.
Aww.
In some parts of the world, not here. They originated in agricultural societies, thought to bring greater fertility to the fields and to the animals and humans that surrounded them.
Mm-hmm.
May Day is also celebrated by workers here in the United States because the U.S. Federation of Organized Trade and Labor Unions passed a law in 1884 that an 8-hour workday would be the full and legal workday for all American workers. It gave factory and business owners until May 1st of 1886 to put the law into effect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how nice.
But many of the factory owners refused. So, on May 1st, 1886, over 350,000 workers in this country went on strike. Mm-hmm. While the rest of the world was dancing around poles and putting flowers on people's doorsteps, our American workers went on strike. And they were demanding that 8-hour workday they were promised by legislation. Mm-hmm. In Chicago, which was the focal point of all of this, police fired into a crowd of protesting workers. Oh. It caused an uproar across the country. Workers scheduled rallies. Anyway, there were some deaths in that when they were shooting into the crowd.
Oh my God!
They were gathered in Haymarket Square in a rally on May 4th, protesting the police brutality of the striking workers. During a rousing speech, a bomb exploded deep within the police ranks, and police opened fire on the unarmed workers. Oh. Countless people were killed and injured, and arrests were made. It was a time of political and class upheaval, and the whole world took notice to what was going on here in this country. May 1st has since become a day of international workers. It's an International Workers' Day today. Mm-hmm. Tens of thousands of workers across the world continue to march and protest. By the way, after kind of thinking about last Thursday, we went to a week ago today.
Yeah,
we went to play in Jacksonville. We were kind of unusually surrounded by some really, really wealthy people. You just knew it. Mm-hmm. And I had this thought, Robin, that the people who work are the middle class.
Yeah.
The very, very poor don't work.
That's right.
And the very, very rich don't work. It's everybody in between that is the working force of this world.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the glue that holds everybody together.
I guess you could say the people who are the rich are the ones who pay the workers, though.
Yeah. And they were working really, really, really hard at one time before they made their money, so.
Well, that's very generous. And not all of them, though. I don't think all of them.
No, not all of them.
I know what you're saying. They earned their way. That's a good, healthy attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I wasn't picking them. it was an observation.
It's a good observation.
The wealthy, really wealthy, don't work. Neither do the really poor.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't want to. I'm just saying they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. Anyway, so today's May 1st. Galen, normally would be on the phone with us right now talking about these things and adding his 2 cents to whatever it is that I decided to bring up, which was May Day today.
Yep.
Galen went to Charleston, South Carolina yesterday with one of his coworkers over at Life South to do whatever they do to help encourage people to donate blood. So in his absence, let me do that. Let Robin and I do that to remind you of the importance of donating blood. I think you probably all know that one donation will save 3 lives.
Yeah.
You can look that up on lifesouth.org. They've got the information there. Mm-hmm. Speaking of lifesouth.org, let me go there and see if I can find out where the bloodmobile is today, since that's pretty important.
Yeah. Yeah, and Galen's going up there for a conference, and he's one of the guest speakers, and Galen does a most incredible job being a huge advocate for saving lives within our community. He is just really, really spectacular. It's not just Galen, it's everybody at Life South Community Blood Centers. They make a great team. And they're always out there every day making sure that lives are being saved.
This is a slow computer. All right. So lifesouth.org is where you can go. And I believe there's an app for this, too.
Yes.
If you don't want to go on the internet the way this is doing it. Mm-hmm. Might as well sing a song here while this thing spins around. All right. Here we go. Let me see. Blood drives.
Okay.
Locate the bloodmobile. All right. Let me click on that thing.
All righty.
We'll tell you where the bloodmobile is going to be. Don't forget, there's also a golf tournament for the Points of Life.
5 Points of Life.
5 Points of Life.
Yeah, that's a great event that Galen and his crew put on every year.
All right, so let's see. Find a bloodmobile. How do I do this here? I guess I just put Ocala in here. Okay, let me answer the phone, Robin. You take the call. I'll do a little research in here. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Larry. You were talking about the workers and their protest.
Yes, sir.
Back also around I think maybe back in 1941, a lot of people think that that first march on Washington was led by Dr. King and A. Philip Randolph. The first one that was supposed to take place was in in 1941, but the president promised that what he would do is that he would hire, minorities and actually poor people in general, back, for the war and stuff like that. And that was actually the beginning of many of those, I'd say, union protests. It wasn't the beginning, but it was in the middle. It was like, it was like 100,000 people were supposed to be there. That I guess it was a few days, and the president issued an order that they would, hire a lot of blacks and stuff like that in those factories. And so I thought I just might throw that in.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's. I've never been opposed to the average worker just standing up for himself. Or, thank you, Lenny. I think he's hanging
exactly.
All right, so I appreciate that. So here's what it looks like. The Bloodmobile is not out there, maybe because of the weather. I mean,
I closed to the public.
I put it. It could be. I put it into the little thing here.
Yeah.
And all it gives me is the 2 blood donor centers. So if you have a chance, go to Life South. They've got a blood center on Silver Springs Boulevard at 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard, right next door to the Cascades.
Yep.
And in Denellen, you can go on North William Street, right next to
Winn-Dixie.
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 All right, there we go. there's a thing, and you can call. You can go lifesouth.org for more information, and they will help you out. How about that?
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. You can even become an ambassador. If you cannot donate blood for some reason, you can become an ambassador and encourage others to donate.
All right, we'll be right back. We've got the gasoline report as well as some other news. Deal?
Deal.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com and in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
It's cold in here. Ooh, it's hot in here.
It's just right in this house.
Looks like 1 out of 3 know about climate control mechanical services in Ocala. The first didn't call 291-0185. The second didn't know to call 291-0185. The third called 291-0185. So the moral of the story? To know is one thing, but to know and take action is another. Climate control mechanical services. Just right.
I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
All right, love you for your pink Cadillac. It's 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's look at the price of gasoline in Ocala. The average right now for a gallon of regular unleaded gasoline is $3.72 a gallon. That is the same as yesterday. It's about the same. The best price in the area was called in. Let me find one here. 25 minutes ago. Here in Ocala, the K&D grocery store at 2102 Northeast 36th Avenue. They've got gas for $3.63 a gallon. K&D Grocery. We'll be right back with other news.
Attention Ocala and surrounding areas. If you want out of your old car and into a new one for less, turn up your radio now. Palm Chevrolet of Ocala will spring you out of your old car, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. 2014 Chevy Cruze, just $149 per month. 2014 Chevy Malibu, just $189 per month. Get $10,000 off any select new Chevy Silverado pickups in stock. Plus, GM certified pre-owned vehicles up to 50% off compared to new. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. Palm Chevrolet of Ocala has multiple banks and credit unions with the lowest rates for all types of credit. When other dealers say no, Palm Chevrolet of Ocala says yes. Palm Chevrolet of Ocala, 2300 Southwest College Road, exit 350, just east of I-75 in beautiful Ocala. 36-month lease, $28.90 to its signing, plus tax, title, license with approved credit, zero security deposit, trade balance carried to new loan. Offers not in combination. Find new roads. PalmChevrolet.com.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning. Got some other news for you today. These are the stories that just don't fit anywhere else, so we squeeze them in right here when we can, and hopefully they're entertaining in some way. And Robin, you know the name Donald Sterling. Everybody knows this name now because this is the guy who was banned from the LA Clippers. He's the owner. Whether you agree with that decision or not, it is the fact he was banned.
Yes.
And he's also been banned from a brothel in Nevada.
Oh, okay. That probably hurts him even more. Yeah, that's wow. Mess with those brothels.
Donald Sterling can't watch his players on the court in California, the news release says, and now he can't play in Nevada either. A day after he was banned from the NBA for life and fined $2.5 million, Los Angeles Clippers owner Donald Sterling also got the boot from the infamous Bunny Ranch brothel outside of Carson City, Nevada. The owner of the legal brothel, Dennis Hoff, also announced that Sterling is banned from entering any of his 6 other brothels in the state.
There you go.
A lot of NBA players come here to party, he told the Huffington Post. Out of respect to them, we have banned Sterling from coming here also. Wow.
Big business. When you're an owner of a sports team, you go everywhere.
Wow. That's a pretty cool story, I guess.
Very
all right.
Very
next story.
I love that story.
Out of Sacramento, California. A woman in Sacramento who was dating a man that died of a drug overdose in 2005 claims that his ghost began haunting her GMC pickup truck just days after he died. Deanna Stinson says she had so many supernatural encounters with the deceased 22-year-old that she sold the car. The truck, I should say. I could feel touching on my hair and on my shoulders and on my thighs, just everywhere, she said to CBS Sacramento. My concentration would be lost a lot of the times, but I would just pray and then it would stop. Stinson claims Alex's presence would be especially strong when she wore a skirt that he really liked. I would say, okay, now you're scaring me. Stop, she said. Every time I would think about him, I could feel him. When Alex's ghost followed her to her new car, Stinson called in paranormal investigator Paul Dale Roberts. After using electronic equipment to test the vehicle, Roberts determined that the ghost was probably not attached to the car, but attached to Deanna.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Man, that is spooky.
Other news. That's why it's in other news.
Yeah, but it's
the next story. The next story is out of Sydney, Australia. A medical school student who put her virginity up for auction on her website in March has now posted a photo of her face. The 28-year-old previously just had body shots with her face obscured by the fake name she was using, Elizabeth Rain. The bidding for Rain's virginity is up to $550,000, with the auction set to end on May 7th.
Well, she better get cash up front first before the deed is done.
The person who places the winning bid will get the following. Quote, the winning bidder will receive a 12-hour date with her, during the course of which he will be offered my virginity. I am sorry if I disappoint you, but all other pertinent details will remain private.
Yeah, she better get that cash up front. That's all I can say. No credit cards.
Yeah, next story. These are called other news for a reason. Right. Next one is out of Los Angeles. A shirtless man asked TV anchor Courtney Friel out on a date while she was reporting live from the scene of a massive fire.
Oh, there you go.
Friel approaches the man to get his reaction to the fire. He looks up and says, "Wow, you're super pretty. You want to go out on a date sometime?" Friel informed him that they were live on the air, but he didn't seem fazed. He was a local resident who came out shirtless, holding his dog to watch the fire.
Oh. Well, dogs are babe magnets.
You're pretty.
Dogs and babies are babe magnets. There you go. He knew what he was doing.
The next story is that of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Librarians at the Toronto Public Library were asked to remove copies of Dr. Seuss's 1963 children's book, Hop on Pop, from the establishment's collection because it allegedly promotes violence.
Oh my God.
A document detailing the 7 books the library has been asked to remove over the past year were posted online. The book encourages children to use violence against their fathers, according to the complaint. In addition to apologizing to fathers in the Toronto area, the complainant also asked the library pay for damages resulting from the book. The Materials Review Committee pointed out that the book is humorous, well-loved, and that it has appeared on many best of children's book lists. The group
Dr.
also...
Zeiss.
It is Dr. Zeiss. Also pointed out that the children in the Pulitzer Prize-winning author's book are actually told not to hop on pop.
Yeah. Gee.
Despite the title of the book, they don't hop on pop.
People are nuts.
This is crazy. We got some real problems in the world, and we find people tackling these silly things.
Yeah, so mundane.
Let's see, I have another good one here. This is out of our own state, Tallahassee. A Florida senator introduced an amendment to State Senate Bill 296 on Tuesday that would change the title from an act related to carrying a concealed weapon or firearm to, quote, an act relating to the zombie apocalypse. You're kidding me. The bill, which would eliminate criminal prosecution for carrying concealed firearms during a mandatory evacuation, was first introduced by Senator Jeff Brands last fall. Despite the seemingly humorous nature of the name change, Senator Dwight Bullard was not joking when he filed for the name change. For me, he said, as laughable as the amendment might seem, it's equally laughable that people who haven't gone through the proper training, the background check, the license to carry, we're saying because of a hurricane or flooding or sinkhole, these individuals have gone from gun owners to concealed carry permit holders. I'd argue a crisis is probably the last instance in which you want someone who is not a concealed permit holder to carry a weapon. When he introduced the bill, Brandes said the emergency evacuees would have enough to worry about without having to cross-check themselves to be certain they're in technical compliance with concealed weapon transport laws. Okay. I guess I see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
All right, next story out of Ithaca, New York. Out of Ithaca. Researchers at Cornell University conducted a study about biting versus chewing habits in children and found that kids who eat chicken on the bone are more likely to disobey adults.
Gee.
What? The study, which was published in Eating Behaviors magazine. There's a magazine.
That's the Eating Behaviors magazine. Who knew?
What do you?
Who knew?
What's in the brown paper wrapper? Oh, it's my magazine.
Yeah.
Eating Behaviors magazine.
It's probably
Who's on the
Tina.
cover?
Yeah,
Who's on the cover? Found that children were twice as likely to disobey adults and twice aggressive toward other children when eating food they had to hold and bite, especially if there was a bone in the food. Researchers found that children were more docile when eating cut-up pieces of food. Results which would seem to indicate that there is a connection between having to use teeth to eat and aggressive behavior. Not everyone agrees with the study's findings.
Well, thank God.
Hello.
That means all those turkey legs that are at the fairs and everything out the window.
Now, somebody's going to read this. Somebody's going to hear this, read this, or whatever, and they're going to say... Some guy's going to call up his wife, or she's going to call up him and say, Hey, remember that the chicken we were going to have to get the boneless?
Yeah, that's right.
The kids are hyper enough. We got rid of the sugar.
That's right.
We turned off the cartoons. Right? We got rid of Hop on Pop.
Exactly.
Get boneless chicken from now on.
Exactly.
You know how it upsets the kids.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. You know, there's one commercial that drives me nuts that airs here in WOCA, and I'm guessing elsewhere. It's not a local commercial. It's a network commercial. Mm-hmm. There's the woman. My worst day was when my son told me he hated me.
Oh, yes.
Now my husband and I, we're professional child rearers. And we've written a book so that you won't have the same problem we've had.
That's
right. Hello.
I know I hate that commercial.
That's like me. After I crashed my car from drinking 17 ounces of vodka,
yes,
I realized I had to write a book to show you how not to do that.
That's right. Exactly.
All right, let's move forward. We've got to move to Fox News, and then we'll be back. We've got News Bites after the break. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. 2 people are dead, more than 100 hurt after a blast last night at a Florida jail.
There was an apparent gas explosion at the Escambia County Jail's central booking facility. We had about 600 inmates housed at the time. We have somewhere between 100 and 150 injured, and they include corrections officers.
Escambia County Public Information Manager Kathleen Castro. The jail suffered extensive flooding during this week's heavy rains. Rob Ford, the mayor of Toronto, taking time off to get some help.
Heading to rehab for substance abuse. Ford's decision comes as a Canadian newspaper reports that a new video surfaced showing the Toronto mayor smoking what appears to be crack cocaine.
Fox Radio Steve Rappaport. And nearly 2 months after Flight 370 went missing, Malaysian Airlines telling families of passengers to return home and wait for news. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto, shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business.
Yeehaw! Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to DQ. Dairy Queen is serving the crispiest, juiciest, most tasty chicken tenders, all beef chili dogs, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers on earth. And you get crispy fries, a drink, and an ice cream sundae of your choice for only $5. Remember, at DQ, you can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here